Hello everybody, Kenneth Hollins here with HollinsMusic.com. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes and viewing this video. Now, what I have for you today is something that I call creating practice cycles. Now, this is for the musicians where you want to save time or be more productive in your practice time when you need to learn new songs. If you're anything like me, you have a busy schedule and you have a lot of responsibilities. You could be a student or you could be someone that works full-time and you have your job responsibilities, home responsibilities. You may have church and family and just all types of things that you have to do. And so you may not have as much time as you would like to practice. That's a reality. And so we have to know what to do when we don't have a lot of time. And so what I want to share with you today is something that I do in my practice time to be more efficient, to save time, and again, to be more productive in the limited time that we have. So I want to share with you something, again, that I call practice cycles. So the way I'm going to demonstrate this is I am going to play the intro of a very popular gospel song, and then I'm going to go through the steps or the process of creating a practice cycle and how I would approach this intro if I was having trouble with it. Okay? All right, here we go. This is the intro. We'll see if you guys can recognize what it is. Okay? All right. Some of you all probably recognize that intro. Now, say for example, I was trying to learn this and I didn't know it. And actually, when I played that intro, I actually hesitated for a moment. I don't know if you guys noticed that. So I really wasn't planning to do that, but I'm kind of glad I did. So it can show you in a real situation if you're having an issue with a chord or some notes or something and you're just not executing it well, what you can do. Okay, now say for example I'm learning this song, I need to play it for church or play it for a function or whatever the case is, and I'm comfortable with this. Okay, say for example I'm comfortable up to that point, but then when I get here, I think this is where I hesitated too. Say for example, I can play it, but it's not as clean or accurate as I would like for it to be. Now, what I would do is create a practice cycle. Now, what that is where you take the area where you're having trouble. And what I call that is the problem area. Okay, so we're going to call this the problem area. Just imagine if I was having trouble missing notes, hesitating or whatever the case is. And so we're going to call that section the problem area. So what I want to do is isolate the problem area from the rest of the song, okay? And not just play the beginning of the song, get to the problem area, make a mistake, go back to the beginning of the song, get to the problem area, make a mistake, go back to the beginning. Do you see how that's wasting a lot of time? I don't need to go back to the beginning of the song because I know that part. What I need to do is isolate the part where I'm having trouble, okay? So that's one step or key that will help you to save time. Isolate where you're having an issue and don't just keep going back to the beginning and repeating that when you already have that section, okay? So what we want to do is create our cycle by taking the problem area and backing up just a little bit before the problem area, and then also going past the problem area just a little bit. So I'm just going to take a chord, okay, before the problem area and a chord after the problem area. Now, if you want to, you can do more than that, but that's what I'm going to do right now to demonstrate it. So this is the problem area. So let's back up just a little bit before that, which would be this chord right here, this C major chord. Then, okay, so I'm going to actually start right here. That's where my cycle will begin. Then, all right, now this is where it ended, but I'm going to go one chord past that. So this is where my cycle will end. So it starts on this chord and ends on this chord. Now, I'm going to take this and do this little section over and over and over until I execute it well, accurately, and I'm comfortable with it, okay? So the issue is that it's moving so fast, right? So the problem is when you play the song, let's do it again. Okay, so now if you're still growing, you're still learning as a musician, that's pretty fast to be playing all those chords like that. So easily that could be an issue when you're really trying to execute it well. So somebody say, well, I want to play it right. I want to play it like how it sounds on the album, but it's just too fast. What can I do? Do I need to practice real fast? No, that's the thing. When you're trying to learn something and get it to a place where you can execute it with speed, the way you practice it is slow. That's the thing that a lot of musicians don't do. When you want to execute something well and do it fast, practice slow. Now, why do I say practice slow? Because, see, what that does is it helps you to create what's called muscle memory. Muscle memory. Muscle memory is a big deal when it comes to playing any musical instrument. And what that is because of repetition, you've done something over and over again, you develop muscle memory. Is basically your body and your brain remembering what it is that you were doing over and over again. So that way, it's almost like you can now do it on automatic pilot without a lot of thinking. See, one of the problems is when you're playing, that's a whole lot of thinking. If I'm thinking about every single chord, okay, F sharp diminished, oh, A flat diminished, then we move here, then we do, that's too much, that's brain overload. And so you have to get to the place where you've done it so many times that you can do it without even thinking. So this chord right here, I've played it so many times that I don't really have to think about this diminished chord or this diminished chord or this A minor 7 chord. It's kind of second nature. It's at this point, it's what you would call muscle memory. I'm talking to you about the chord. I'm not thinking about it. It's not challenging for me. And it's only because I've done it so many times. So you want to develop muscle memory. And the way you do that is by practicing slow. Okay? So again. Now, let's start the cycle. Here we go. I'm going to do it slow. All right, do it again. And pretend as if we had a metronome, something keeping a steady beat. That's very important. Okay, say for example, I'm trying to play this and I make a mistake. No, that's not right. Okay. Okay, just for example. No, that's not right. Okay. So what does it tell me? If I keep consistently making the same mistake, that means I'm practicing too fast. Okay? That means I'm practicing too fast. This is what one of my teachers taught me when it comes to practicing. You want to practice on the edge. Okay? I want somebody to remember this. You're going to practice on the edge. Imagine yourself standing on the edge of a cliff and your toes are sticking out on the edge and the back of your feet are on the land, okay? So if you move forward too much, you're going to fall off the cliff. But if you're leaning back too far, there's no rocking. So what you need is rocking on the cliff. Okay, you're not leaning forward too far, making you fall. Neither are you just leaning back and you can't rock. You need to be on the edge of the cliff, a perfect balance of almost about to fall off, but not quite, and not leaning back too much where there's no rocking. Okay, now why am I saying this? That's the way you practice in terms of your speed. You have to find the sweet spot when it comes to speed. It does not need to be so fast that you're making mistakes all over the place. If you're making a lot of mistakes, that means you're practicing too fast. And neither do you need to practice so slow to where there's no challenge. Okay, if it's absolutely no challenge, say for example for me, that's too slow for me. It's no challenge. But say for example, if I was doing this, oh, that's too fast. So I have to find the sweet spot where it's neither too fast nor is it too slow. Okay, and then I set my my metronome to that particular speed. So maybe something like this. Tick, 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 tick. Okay, say for example, that's the metronome. Tick, 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 tick. And I keep doing it as a cycle. All right, now once I execute that well, I can play it well. It's starting to feel like muscle memory. I'm not having to think real hard about it, but it's flowing and it starting to come out. Now I'm ready to kick it up a notch in the speed. Okay, not a lot, just a little bit. So let's say, for example, I was tick, tick, tick. Now I may be tick, 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 just a little faster. So let's see if I can pull it off. All right, here we go. Tick, 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 tick. And I keep doing that. And what are we doing? We're playing. And once I get comfortable with that, then a little faster. Tick, 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 tick. A little faster. May sound like this. Okay? Okay? Now, I hesitated. So I need to stay right there just a little bit. Okay, let's try it again. Try it again. Try it again. Try it again. And I keep doing that until it becomes muscle memory and I can play it without much thought. Now, somebody would say, well, that's too fast. You know, the song is not that fast. And that's actually what you want. You want to be able to play it faster than what you need to actually play it when you're doing it in a real situation. I like to use this analogy. You can have a car that has a regular engine and you go 85 miles an hour. And so the car may be kind of shaking or moving. It's going 85, but it's a strain on the engine. And then you can get in a car with a turbo engine and you go 85 miles an hour. And the car is not fazed by it at all. Why? Because that engine can handle so much more. So when that demand is placed on it, it's not hard, it's not a strain. And likewise when it comes to practicing. If you can play faster than what you need to, when it's time to do it, it's going to be a piece of cake. So that's why I recommend start off practicing really slow and don't move on to the new higher speed until you can execute it very well, and then you keep slowly moving forward. Take your time. Don't rush it. And speed will come naturally if you practice right. And then you'll get to the place where you can play it faster than what you need to. And now you're ready to go back to the beginning, and you're going to connect that with the problem area, okay? And so it'll sound something like this. Okay, so that's it. All right. So that's what I call practice cycles. I hope that was helpful. I hope that's something that you can start to incorporate into your practice time to help you save time, and again, to be more productive when you're practicing. Okay. If you enjoyed that lesson, please take a moment and subscribe to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up and make a comment. Let me know if this really helped you or not. And then also, remember, you always can go to my website, hollinsmusic.com. I have several more videos for organ and piano for beginners, intermediate players, and advanced players. You also can sign up on my website for free exclusive lessons that I will send directly to your email address. Okay? I hope you guys found value in this, and always remember, HMPI, we're serving gospel musicians all over the world.